So where we're at the moment, as I see it, is we've dealt with issues to do with posture, and we've been talking about breathing and the whole idea of that inspiration. And quite naturally, we seem to be moving on to this idea of consonants and the part that they play in the way we sing. Now, I've pulled your attention to concentrating on the actual mechanism, the point where sound is made, your vocal folds coming together and the airflow actually meeting the vocal folds at that point, and beyond that point we eventually hear your sound. And we've been thinking a little bit about the vowels starting at that point. Okay, now this is again a vast subject, and I'm very aware that you can't possibly get everything right from scratch. The technique tip for today is going to be about the relationship between vowels and consonants. Not so much the relationship maybe, but actually the way that they interact, what happens with each of them. Vowels are formed on a constant airstream, and we rely on that unbroken airstream to form the basis of our vocal sound. Okay, and that's the whole point of doing lots and lots of exercises on vowel sounds, to concentrate the mind and the body on maintaining that airflow to the source of the sound, which we know to be your vocal folds. Okay, and then consonants, by comparison, continually interrupt that airflow. So you've got the constant airstream with your vowels, the consonants continually interrupt the airflow, and that is the name of the game. Now, thanks to the workings of the tongue, the lips and the teeth, what happens then often, unless we know exactly how to deal with consonants, we get that thing called drop-off. Now, a really good example of how possible it is to drop off your connection, your sense of airflow, maintaining it to the source of the sound, is anything that has a kind of air travelling through the consonant, like h or s or even f. There's an absolute bonus, glowing example of an opportunity of how to let the consonant completely sabotage your airflow. And so dealing with these consonants is as important really as your vowel sounds, and thinking about the source of the sound here. How do you deal with your consonants? You have to really identify which parts of the interior of your mouth, your teeth, your lips and your tongue deal with each of the consonants. In searching for something to kind of give you something to work on, to think about, I came across some rather fun tongue twisters, which I'm not sure if I'll be able to even do them correctly, but here we go. Okay, fingers crossed that I can do this. A bloke's bike's back brake block broke. A bloke's bike's back brake block broke. Okay, not too bad. Okay, here we go, it's a funny one. Plain bun, plum bun, bun without plum. Shall I do that again? Plain bun, plum bun, bun without plum. It actually helps if you imagine what you're really talking about here. Okay, here comes another one. 3 free thugs set 3 thugs free. 3 free thugs set 3 thugs free. Okay, and another one. Many men, many men, many men. How about the next one? Lily, lily, lily. And you know what's coming next, don't you? Red lorry, yellow lorry. I find that one almost impossible. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. I find the L, because of course my tongue has this thing. We're nearly there. Okay, how about this one? So you can have some fun with these and really try and work out how you go about putting your consonants together to make them crisp and clean and not to interfere with the vowel in the word. So you have to get very, very good at pronouncing in a clean, crisp way your consonants. Okay, so here we go. 2 more to go. A tidy tiger tied her tie tighter to tidy her tiny tail. Shall I say that again? A tidy tiger tied her tie tighter to tidy her tiny tail. It's a good one, I like that. And finally, oh, I know, I think this is a repeat. 3 free thugs set 3 thugs free. I really like that one. I really do like that one. They're just some fun ways for you to kind of get behind this idea of how you as a person pronounce your consonants, and how do you do that. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about was I have been doing, you know, this lovely book here, which I have had for years, and I had never really truly appreciated Esther Salomon's connection with Dartington. So I'm reading much more of the book, and with all now the expertise and knowledge that I have come to acquire, I realised the wisdom in her words, and she doesn't in her book really mention very much about consonants. She's largely talking about the idea of concentrating on creating your voice and the sound that you make at the point of onset down here. And the consonants, when she does mention them, she mentions them very lightly and asks that as English speakers, if we could tend to think of the consonants as not being really formed with the lips and the, you know, bringing everything forward in the mouth, that actually the consonants are kind of part of the whole package, of course, where you're thinking about the words and the consonants and being very deft with your use of your, you know, your articulators, your tongue and your lips and your teeth, so that you should be able to say these words with not too much activity here which will interfere with the whole thing, but actually you're thinking more internally, how am I really efficiently creating those consonants? All right, and you're trying to keep all of this as loose as possible. One idea that Emma Kirkby puts forward is that if you sing, like we were talking about Caro mio ben, say, for example, where you're encouraging your whole mouth, your embouchure, to kind of have a generous kissy feel as you're singing, you know? The tongue, the lips, the tip of the whatever it is, but you're thinking of actually releasing this, not holding it tight. So much more kind of generous with the use of those muscles. You don't actually use them, because what that does is it tends to lengthen the vocal tract. A simple thing. The vowels are formed on a constant stream, and consonants continually interrupt it. And it's really how we allow the consonants to interrupt it which kind of dictate whether or not you drop off your connection, your energy. Okay, so yeah, those tongue twisters are fun. I think my favourite has to be the tidy tiger one. A tidy tiger tied her tie tighter to tidy her tiny tail. I'm sure you can think of many others, but again, it's that lovely clear enunciation that you're after, with the voice streaming forward. Okay, that's enough for me today. Technique tip of the day. Bye for now.